Inside another edition of SVG On Demand, we have the pleasure to be joined by a good friend of SVG, Darren Lepke. He is head of video product management for Verizon Media. Darren, always a pleasure to catch up with you. How you doing, sir?
Doing well, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Good. And congrats to you and everyone at the company. Some recent awards been coming in from the group over at Ad Week, a couple others in regards to your ad technology. So would love to start there since you guys are in a good space at that spot. What's the latest with the company in terms of the maturation of ad technology in a streaming world? It doesn't have to specifically focus on sports, but that's what we love to hear. But how is ad tech maturing here in 2020?
Yeah, I think the maturity of ad tech is a reflection of the maturity of the streaming business at large, right? We're past kind of the experimental phase. It's, OTT streaming of sports content is no longer this fun little experiment on the side. It's a core part of, large media companies' profit and loss statements. And as such, the means for monetization are also maturing and being taken more seriously. So, some recent developments that we've gone through, some awards we've won have been around some of our programmatic ad technology, specifically around pre-bid server, which is kind of the OTT version of header bidding, which was kind of all the rage on the web for quite some time. It basically allows publishers, maybe sports broadcasters, to have a little more optionality when it comes to their programmatic demand sources. They generally have ad partners who run their kind of pre-sold campaigns and then kind of programmatic backfill behind that. Most of the time that does the trick, but our customers are always looking for more demand sources, more advertisers who might want to have access to their content. And this pre-bid server integration really does that. And at the end of the day, what that means is, more demand sources means potentially, higher CPMs from other programmatic marketplaces that they didn't have through their traditional partner. So that means more revenue, which is great. And for the viewers and consumers, more demand sources means a larger variety of ads. So when we're thinking about seeing the same ad time and time again, getting some ad creative fatigue, having more demand and more option also reduces that. So all around, I think it's a win for both our customers and the viewers.
Absolutely. I want to ask you specifically about connected TVs. They've continued to slowly but surely tick up in their usage. I know it's how I watch TV in my home. How does that, and if at all, does that change your approach when you're talking about the difference between a connected TV streaming experience versus the mobile devices, which is usually where our heads go first when we think about this stuff?
Right. So I think the rise in connected TV viewing is a direct correlation, or has a direct correlation, to the decline in pay TV services. I think when I think about connected TV viewing, it's a traditional TV watching experience where you're on the couch in front of the biggest screen in your house. It's lean back, and it's potentially with your friends or your family, to whatever degree you can in these crazy times, right? So I think the connected TV growth is again just a reflection of what we're already seeing in the marketplace. And the reality is our approach for connected TV or mobile is the same. We have to deliver a great quality experience. We can't have any rebuffering in the video. You have to deliver in the highest quality formats like 4K. You have to keep the latency as low as possible, so you're not hearing about things happening on Twitter before you see it happening on your screen. So for us, the connected TV experience is the same experience we deliver, to any device. But for us, mobile is an area of perhaps a little more innovation these days, and some of the things that we're heavily investing in.
Cool. Well, I think I've set a record for talking to someone from Verizon for the longest amount of time without mentioning 5G, but I'm gonna break it here. Let's talk about 5G. It's obviously all the rage at the company. You guys have big partnerships in the sports world. We're on stage with Apple at their recent conference. So Verizon's very, very much on the forefront of when it comes to this next generation of 5G. How is it impacting you specifically and Verizon Media specifically, and how you're working with your partner clients? Sure. How is the conversation changing as 5G permeates more and more and more for you?
Yeah, so big shout out to our CEO Hans Vestberg, who was on stage and announced nationwide 5G coverage. We are a premier partner for Apple as they're rolling out their first 5G enabled phones. So for us, 5G means more of what we're doing. It means better connectivity. It means faster internet speeds. It means lower latency. and for us, how it impacts our work with our clients. Every one of our sports broadcast customers or sports league customers wants to find a way to take advantage of, anytime, anywhere connectivity with ultra high speed internet, in your fans' pocket, whether at the stadium, at home, at the pub, whatever it may be, right? And for us, that means heavy investment in newer, lower latency video formats. It means more interactive experience for fans, giving them even greater engagement with their teams. And I can only see that accelerating in the future. There's some really exciting innovations happening around fan interactivity.
We hear a lot about it, obviously, and the opportunities that will present consumers. But for those in the SVG world, content owners, content producers, when they get their hands on units and technology and services and opportunities that leverage 5G, what excites you about what the sports video community can do when we get more deeply ingrained in this world?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say for me, the most exciting thing, and maybe this is just me missing going to San Francisco Giants baseball games, or going to see stuff in person. The most exciting thing for me is how 5G is going to transform the in-stadium experience for fans. I think we always had great desires to do more things for the fans in the seats, but there have been limitations in terms of connectivity. And I think with 5G that goes away. So I think every part of the fan experience, from the moment you arrive at the parking lot to the moment you leave, is going to be transformed, from how you find your way to your seat with wayfinding, to how you're interacting with digital signage in the stadium, to how you're ordering food, to how you're watching the action on the field or interacting with it, say through trivia or prediction games, or even potentially wagering or gambling. Like, all of these use cases that we've dreamed about for many, many years, I think start to get unlocked when you have, a high quality device with a high quality internet connection, anywhere in the stadium, and to do it in the presence of potentially, 50 or 60,000 other people. We haven't even kind of scratched the surface of, fan to fan interaction, or all the kind of social aspects that, connectivity can bring you. So, for me, the most exciting thing is the in-stadium experience and how that's going to be transformed.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll see that in 2021. You, Darren, at Oracle Park, hot dog in one hand, 5G phone in the other. Hopefully that's in store for all of us next year. Darren, really appreciate you taking the time. Company's up to really exciting stuff. We really appreciate the updates. Thanks as always for taking some time for SVG.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
All right, he is Darren Lepke, head of video product management for Verizon Media. To learn more about his company and to keep up to date on everything going on in the sports video production world, head on over to sportsvideo.org.